Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and I'm finally sharing this project that I made in July for sure. It might have been June. Um, yeah, this was supposed to be my Christmas in July, and things were just too crazy, and I never had time to film. Anytime I had, I was able to create some things, but in order to film, I had to be in my craft space and blah, blah, blah. Had no time. So here's another one. I was trying to also do Christmas in July and August, and that didn't work either. So we're just going to go with it. You know, on this channel, it's Christmas all year anyway. So here is the project that I did show sneak peeks of this in previous videos. But all this is a little album made out of a card kit. So I did get this card kit from Country Craft Creations. This was the Mix in the Mingle collection. I do have the actual collection and still haven't made anything with it yet, and it's very cute. A lot of fun colors. So if you don't know, now you know. I actually love the card kits. I didn't think I would love them so much because I do like kind of my own style on some things, but these are a lot of fun. I don't think I have another one. I wish I did. I'm pretty sure I don't have two of these, but they're perfect to just do as is. You don't have to do what we're going to do today. You can make the card kit. I love having just extra cards in my stash pre-made because for whatever reason, when the holidays come around, I'm always either out of time or there was something I needed to make and I forgot, so I have to get some last minute things put together. So that's why pretty much I do Christmas year round. But this is a it's 4 3/4 by 6. 4 3/4, yeah, 4 3/4 by 6. I made it basically a 1/2 inch wider all the way around than the actual card base. So you do need some things from your stash because I did make a chipboard cover. So you'll need chipboard, you'll need cardstock to wrap the chipboard. I pulled out things from my stash like solid cardstock and then just some other cardstocks to mat. You'll see that as we get into the project, but let's just go ahead and get started, and then I'll do a fairly quick tutorial after this because it's really easy. And then I'll tell you some things, as always, what I would have done better or differently when I go and make this again, which I still will. But here is the front cover. Love, love, love it. So cute. And what I always do with the card kits, and let me show you real quick another one that we're pulling the cards from for today. And I have done this, and I've done a folio out of these cards before. But I lay it out always exactly how it shows in here. I don't even read the instructions. I just look at this. I punch everything out, lay out all the cards like it shows here. Then I start pulling away what I don't actually want. Because for me, I think there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't necessarily need all this. And then Simple Stories actually gives you extra pieces to work with, which is awesome. So I did add some, I don't know if you guys can see, but some gold thread going throughout here, some little enamel dots. I think these might be Doodlebug, I'm not sure. Popped up some of the chipboard pieces, popped this up just so you guys can see. You can make it as chunky as you want to. Had some pom-pom trim from my stash, I can't remember. I don't think Country Craft Creations has white in stock, and not sure if they're getting more. And then here is the spine. I have a little bubble of some sort. Here is the back. I always, just because I'm weird, I always save my back for last because I can piece things together. And that's what this is. This is all cardstock from my stash. Simple Stories cardstock, or I should say solid colors. So the green, the red, and then I had gold foil. This is a piece from one of the cards that I didn't use. And then, of course, this piece here. And then a ribbon from my stash. And opens up like so. I just think it's so cute. And you have the little reindeer. Again, this was, let me see if I can show. Let me try to get the glare off. So I'll take it out of the package. Sheesh, that was difficult. Ooh. Oh, and I got some extras in there. Okay. So here, just so you guys can see, I'm not going to do this for every page, but I did start with the base. I pulled this strip out. I didn't like that strip. And then I moved around the snowflake. The tree was not in there. So I just changed up a little bit based on, you know, how I wanted to do it. So you have that cute little image. And then I just did some white photo mats throughout. And then I do have magnets on here. I added a little pull tab to flip it. So basically there's 3 signatures made out of the actual card bases. And you get 8 card bases. I use 6 to make the signatures. Then you have 2 left over for some of the photo mats that I have in the pockets. So again, just a nice little spot for photos. This is a cute little mini, but I think it's adorable. Again, these solids, I think all the solids might be from my stash. It doesn't have to be 3 signatures. If you don't want it to be, you can do just 2. And it goes in like that. And then on this side, you have a little tuck spot here. You could do a little 2x3 Insta photo. Oh, some of these I left open, some of them I didn't. Did I not? Oh, I was like, geez, I swore that was open. And it opens up to that. So I always try to kind of have my whole layout going all the way across, but there's really nice photo spots in here. And then again, this flips over. Another little photo mat. I love the touch of the gold foil throughout. Here is another of the larger photo mats. Again, this is one of the, I just cut this piece out of, what do you call it? One of the actual card bases. Goodness gracious. Don't know how I put things on here. And then you could turn this into a pocket. I just have this for a photo mat. That was cute with the little sweater. And that is signature 2. Then you have signature 3. These are, so basically 1 and 3 are exactly the same, just mirrored. And then the middle is just plain, doesn't have any, you know, pockets or anything like that. And then you have your little photo mat in here. These are just all so cute. So you have to remember when placing these to test to make sure when your book opens. I think on one of these, I don't know which one, but when you have your book straight on, and when you flip it like this to start opening it, it will catch sometimes. So you just have to be aware, and if it happens, just put something over where it catches. And this opens up to that. So cute. Another photo mat. I'm not going to take that out. And you have that here. It's just so cute. I love this little, and this would be a cute little, just tag to make for somebody. And that's what you could do with the card kits too, is make tags. Oh my goodness, how adorable would that be? You could even cut the card in the shape of a tag, but still have the flip. I don't know. I love tags personally. I love tags. I think the outside of like a bag or a package, they're just really cute. Okay, now I'm going to show you some boo-boos. Because, Tiffany has to show you. So how we glue the 2 cards together is we just do, like gluing 2 sides. And then we put on the hinge. Well, I glued them really good. But I did my hinge as if there was no glue, blocking right here. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know why I point out all my boo-boos, but just so you know, when we go to make it, we're going to make it a little different. See where there's a gap there? Because I had to cut that in order to get the hinge into the page. Because I had already made the hinge. I put it on. I didn't have a choice. I could have tried to take it off, but I don't care that much. It's fine, people. It's fine. So, I think that was the only thing other than my magnets. I kept forgetting to put, not my magnets, my tabs. Like this tab really should be on this page, but I had to put it on the pocket, which doesn't allow you to actually separate it from the magnet. And you don't have to have magnets in any project. It's totally your preference. But I did put, you know, just the, isn't that cute? Look how cute that is. It's just a cute little nugget. Okay, so let's do the tutorial because I have another tutorial that is an oldie project that you guys have been asking for a tutorial for. So I've got to get to it because I do travel this week. So I want to be able to get you guys some things. Okay, so what you start with, obviously, is your cards. So you just pull these out. Like I said, you could fold them up, keep 2 out if you want to, or you can just lay out all the cards how they're designed to be. Then you could play with, you know, what designs you want to work with. And then the last 2 you're going to cut up into photo mats. But for now, hold on one sec because my dog is knocking. Come on in, Shuggy. Come on, lay right there. Lay down. It's okay. It's okay. It's just fireworks. Lay down. I got you. Okay. Oh my goodness. So sorry. Come on. Go right there. Go right there. Somebody must have won in a football game because somebody is letting off fireworks, which are basically like bombs around here. And so anytime that happens, she comes running to Mom. So she hits my door with her nose when she's knocking. Okay, so what we need, and I kept messing up on all my directions, so just bear with me. You're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that are 4 3/4 by 6. And another piece, ignore the boo-boos, that is 1 by 6 inches. So it has a 1-inch spine. Ooh, did I do that right? I don't think that was a 1-inch spine. Nope. 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 See, here we go already. There's boo-boo number 1. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we need. I think it's 1 1/2. And I might have to adjust my, what is that? Yes, 1 1/2. So let me cut that real quick. It wouldn't be a Tiffany video without me having to redo something. But I might have, let me see if I have one done already. Nope, of course not. Hold on. I have some Scrappies. I'd rather not cut into a new one if I don't have to. Okay, this one's good enough. Okay. Goodness gracious. See, and I always think it's going to be like a faster video. Had to move my heater because my dog's freaking out about the heater. Pit bulls like the biggest babies ever. Okay, so ignore that 1 inch unless you're doing a 2 signature. Then you could do the 1 inch. And I'll have to change my cardstock, but I'm not going to during the tutorial, but I'm going to tell you the right size. So this piece is 1 1/2 by 6. And let's give that a little burnish. Okay. And I already covered one of the chipboard pieces because we're doing Tamara's lay flat method. But let's cover the other one. I'm going to set that over there. Let me get to my little duder. I'm not going to do any type of scoring or anything. You can. I'm just going to center this on here. And I love my score tape sheets. I need to order more from Country Craft Creations because I'm really low. These are, I use the 6 by 6 inch ones, and then I love the 8.5 by 11. And so I need to order more of both of those sizes, so I could stock up for the winter, so if something happens, I am good to go. Okay, so we're just gonna come through, do your regular, and you don't have to do this method. You could do the original way, not, you know, doing all these separate and having it all on like one long sheet of paper that you've glued together. I don't know why I'm using that little thing versus my actual cutter. And as usual, sorry about all this shaking. Eventually, I'll get things moved upstairs. I'm just telling you, when I'm home, I want to play. I don't want to clean. I don't want to organize. I don't want to. And that's what I would have to do to get upstairs. Just, you guys should see my son's old bedroom. Still has some of his stuff in there. My daughter's stuff that she didn't want from her other apartment in her room that she still wants to keep. It has the stuff that when my daughter moved out, I changed up her room, but when she came back home, she didn't want it in there. So I have furniture shoved into my son's room. Yeah, it's just all one of these days. And that might be, oh my goodness. We are almost to February. And my husband is going to Israel for a church group trip. And he wants me to go, and there's no way I'm going. Sorry. Nope. I never have the house to myself ever, because he is always here. Always here. My vacations, when I do the staycations, he's always here. He has worked from home, I don't know, maybe for like 8 years now. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. I really, when he worked at the office, it was just so nice. I could take like a staycation. Kids would be at school. I would have my own time to myself. Negative. So, real quick, just if you guys didn't see what I did, I just mitered the corners. You can, if you are a beginner, you can purchase tools that will help you miter the corner. But once you've been doing it a lot, you just keep going with it. And sometimes I mess up and I don't care. Just keep rolling with it. But my rule of thumb is always have about like a 1/16 inch, maybe even like an 1/8 of an inch, close to that. And sometimes it's too much and you can come through and cut it off. But mine are never perfect. I see everyone else's as this beautiful, perfect little thing. And I'm like, well, why do I care? It's getting covered up anyways. Whoop-de-doo-dah. So that's what we're doing right now. So just following this around all sides. But anyways, back to my husband leaving. I am so excited. And when I heard his church, because I don't go to church. I grew up going to church. I'm good. It doesn't mean I don't believe in anything. I'm all for being kind, worshiping God, all those things. Do you, boo. All of it. And same for my husband. If he found God, great. You go for that. But plus, it gives me a little bit of time when he goes to church. Is that bad too? Oh my gosh. Okay, but I do love it. But anyway, so I went for his baptism to his church because, you know, I'm gonna support my man. And at church, they were talking about this Israel trip and who wanted to sign up. Tiffany was on it with a quickness. That night, it wasn't even that night. Afterwards, we went out to dinner because his mom came for his baptism. So we went out to dinner. And that was the first, oh, honey, you need to sign up for that. You know, you've been wanting to go overseas, and these are people who know that area. I am never going over there. So, you know, this is your time. And he's like, okay, yes, I'm doing it. And then he came back, and it was like, I think 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. And then like probably 3 months later came back and said, are you okay? They said that if we wanted to stay like 3 or 4 days longer, that we can, but I didn't know if that was too long. I'm like, are you, boy, you go. You have fun. You do whatever you want, because Tiffany is gonna take vacation. I might have a crafting session with my girlfriends at my house. Just saying. And I'm gonna clean my house first, just top to bottom, and then it's gonna stay nice and pretty. And I might be rolling around on the floor, on a clean floor, just rolling around by myself, enjoying the house to myself the entire day. I won't clean the kitchen and then come back in 5 seconds and there's crumbs all over the counter. Nope. It'll stay clean. So, what I was trying to say in a really long roundabout way was, I probably will do the whole move, because when I'm basically right now, I'm about to get a new boss. They just announced her Friday, and I have more corporate visits coming up, 2 of them actually. I'm gonna have to travel to all of our 23 stores with her so she can see the full territory. It's a lot of work to do that. It drives me crazy. And then we're Christmas. And for all my retail peeps out there, you guys know when it's Christmas, it's, that's all you know. That's all you know. You don't know what's going on at your house. You don't know what's going on in the world. That's it. That's it. So I won't be able to do anything to my craft room or the rest of the house until that vacation. And I put in my vacation. Now, when I say I put in my vacation request already, you can't do that. There's no, they don't show your vacation for 2024. But I already told everyone, I'm putting it on their calendar now. And if they don't approve it, fine, I'll quit. I don't care. I am taking at least, let's see, I don't want to say at least, because it's not going to be more than 2 weeks. But I'm taking 2 weeks off in February. And I'm going to craft. I'm going to have fun. I literally cannot wait. So excited. And, oh, I was going to say, did I say it? I don't think I said. But anyways, like a few months later, he came asking if I wanted to go, or no, they had a meeting. And he said, everyone's spouses are going. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, are you sure you don't want to go? No, definitely not going. You'll be fine. You'll figure it out. Just, you got this. You don't like being with people anyways, which he does not. He likes to be just off on his own, doing his own thing. And I know him, even if I went, he is going to be climbing some mountain pyramid. I don't know what's over there. He is going to be doing all of that. Just saying. Okay. So if you did not see what I did, as I had a little gurgle in my throat, and you guys have seen me do this a whole bunch of different ways. I'm telling you, I can't ever make up my mind. But I just centered in between. And when I say, oh, I didn't give this measurement, did I? No, I did not. So when you're doing the lay flat method, Tiffany, get your stuff together. You always do, the rule of thumb is 3 inches more than what the width of the spine is. So now we have to change it, because now our width of spine is 1.5 inches. So add 3 inches to that. That is 4.5 by 8 is what you would use for this. But you could see I didn't change my paper. I'm still going to stick this down. And frankly, I grab whatever scraps are on there, as long as I have like a good inch, you know, to have as the wings. I'm fine. I've done it a whole bunch of times. It's okay. So, oops, I didn't seal this before it dried. We'll see how this works out. But that's just my rule of thumb. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You could get this whole little mini on one 12 by 12. It only gives you though like a half an inch on each side of the, you know, the width when you lay out the chipboard to wrap. But I'm telling you guys, I've done it before and it still works. It's fine. I've never had my projects come undone. I look at my projects all the time to see how they hold up over the years. The ones that are my favorites that I'll never get rid of that are in my bedroom or my craft room. That'd be funny if I had all my finished projects in the bedroom. But you just, you know, you just go with it. So all I'm doing is placing my scissors up against the chipboard and doing a slight miter. Some people like a bigger miter. Just doing a little slight one. And just for me, I haven't found the perfect formula yet of what I love or how I love to put these together. So that's why I'm always trying something a little different. I do flip it over and just kind of work the paper. Basically, I'm pressing up against the chipboard. So down and over to the left. Sorry for the shaking of the camera. One of these days, you won't have it. Okay. Then again, you can come in with your scoreboard. I always like to show you guys different options. I know it probably gets annoying. If you've watched my channel a lot, I'm sorry. But you could come in and use this if you want to as your guide. You just push both up along. I most of the time just come in and fold mine and match it up, which is what I'll do right now. I do like to use score tape. You can use 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch. It doesn't matter. I mostly do this because I don't like the glue seeping out on the seam of the cover, you know, on the outside. Because I still can see it. I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna burnish that down. So I just fold this over. Sometimes I'll come through if I'm doing like a project for somebody and just flatten that out so it's nice and crisp. Crisp. First, dry fit. So, yes, we have that. So you can, you know, you could decide. Some people like to have a little bit bigger of a gap when they open their project. You could do it straight on, just like this, which is what we're gonna do. You just gotta, you know, find your groove of what you like. And you only can do that by trying different techniques, different projects. And then once you try them, you get into your own. I mean, crafting is just a whole bunch of other people's ideas. And then you just find out what you like. So I match up the corners and I hold it together. Make sure even here, even there. And then I press it together. Shaky shake, camera. Let me just look and see. Okay, fold this over. Whew, these lights get hot. And it is not hot outside. It is, well, it's raining a little bit. But we haven't had rain for a really long time in Washington. I know everyone thinks there's always rain, and yes, at some point there's more than others, but we haven't had it in a really long time, and it just started up yesterday, I think, where I live, because that's the thing in Washington. Everyone gets it totally different. The eastern side where I'm going next week, it's going to be 70 something degrees and no rain. But where I live, it says there's going to be a chance of rain the entire week. Which I'm fine with, because I'm a homebody. I don't care. And I always have lots of lights on. I like my house to be nice and bright, and that's probably maybe because we do live in Washington. But like my kids, they like it all dim and dark. They never turn on lights. They'll turn on like one lamp. Okay, so there's our little lay flat method. Again, you don't have to do this. Let me show you guys. So if you had a 12 by 12 sheet, you could still wrap this all on one and have a 1/2 inch, but make sure that 1/2 inch is sealed really good. And then I might even put like a little piece of Scotch tape on the ends to just, you know, make sure. So, and that's just for those who are, you know, with, very frugal with your paper, and there is nothing wrong with being that. I get it. You go for it. You know, if you can save and do it all one shot versus a whole bunch of pieces, that's fine too. Because I know some people don't like the lay flat method because of this. So, again, that's just, you know, we all have our own thing. Okay. So now, what we need, and I didn't put on here, where is my pen? Don't know. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we need to cover up the spine. It is going to be 4 1/4 by a little bit less than a 1/6. 4 1/4 and a little bit less than 6 inches. So I'm doing a dry fit, making sure that does match. It does. And again, this is the piece I had on my table, so I'm just telling you what I use, but you can use whatever piece you want. So this is 4 1/4 by, I always say a little bit less than the spine. But we're going to put that on there, but I do want to get some, that, score tape sheets. I always think I'm ready to go, and then I am not. But I can't wait to see what you guys think about the album. I think it turned out really cute. Where is my, oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for, is my mat, because I'll need to cut this. So this is all I do. Come in. Oh, there's my husband going to the bathroom. Yes, always. Yep, you go for that. Very loudly. Okay, so just take that off. I didn't cut that very well. And then I just stick it back on my sheet. And I tell you, these sheets are great for like ink blending. Even like if you wanted to do your enamel dots so they don't, you know, with your Nuvo drops, so they don't stick to the paper. They work great. So I have a little sliver hanging over, and we know we can't have that because the book is 6 inches. Okay. How are we doing out there? You guys ready for another long tutorial? I don't know why I always say that. I know you guys probably are like sick of it, but I always feel like I'm on here a lot, like for a really long time, and it's not needed. Not because I don't want to like do the tutorial. Well, that reminds me. There was a comment by somebody who said they weren't going to, and I'm just going to dry fit again, just to make sure we have no hang off. They weren't going to subscribe to my channel because something about like they felt like I don't want to do tutorials, or it's a burden to do tutorials or something. In the video she commented on, I didn't know what it was about. And again, to each their own. You know, you go do you. I'm totally fine. But I hope that you guys know that I only do these tutorials for you guys. And no, I don't love doing tutorials. I am always honest. This is not like the fun part for me. I don't even think I'm great at it. My video shakes. I mess up all the time. And plus, you know, I would rather be just crafty, making a whole bunch of things. But I do it because I appreciate all the designers out there, the YouTubers that did free tutorials for me. And I love learning from other people. So of course I'm going to do tutorials for you guys. Most of you know that have followed me. I don't do this for, I don't get any money from YouTube. I haven't even like done all that yet. That's not why I do this. I love crafting. I've met a lot of new friends. So, you know, I'm not sure why she felt that way. Maybe it was just one of those times where I was just like, ugh, tutorials. I don't know. But hopefully you guys don't think that. I mean, and let me be clear. I know you guys know, like, that's not my favorite part. But hopefully you know that I will always do tutorials for you guys. I try to answer as many questions as possible. And you guys know that I have limited time. But I definitely try to do that just to pay back, you know, all the questions and things I've had over the years. And I mean, the crafting is fun. So I just had to share that because it just made me think about it. Okay, so we have our little boop boop. Okay, now, I mean, eventually we're going to get to the card kit. But, you know. Okay, so now we need a piece, and I did not write this on here. That is, I think it's 4 inches. So 4 inches, and this one I'm going to try, I'm doing 5. So the card base is 5.5. I'm going to do 5, which is different than what I did for the boo-boo in the regular book. And how I always determine, especially with the lay flat method with the floating hinge, is each page or signature is going to be 1 inch because you're folding up the 2 halves. So 1, 2, 3 inches, and then whatever you want in between. I have a 1/2 inch in between. Yes, that's 4 inches. That's how I get easy math of how to determine what size the hinge is. So if you wanted, you know, another page and you had a bigger spine, you would add another inch, which is 5, and then a 1/2 inch in between that, so 5.5 inches. That's just how my crazy brain works. I was looking for the bone folder, and I was right there in front of my, how do we miss them? Like, okay, just right here. I'm going to be like, where's my pokey tool? Where's my pokey tool? I don't know. Oh, it's right there. I don't know what that is. Does our brain just like blank everything out? Okay, so with the 4 across the top, score at a 1/2 inch, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and then 3.5. So that will be our hinge, and you could take off a little bit on each end just to make sure when you fold it up, it doesn't impede on it laying flat onto the spine. So I'm just going to go in with my scissors. You can use your trimmer. Turn it, just take off a sliver. I feel better. I feel better when it's off. Okay, and then I put my score tape, or you do the glue, but, oop, got the wrong one. Why do I have so many score tapes over here? Okay. So I'm flipping it, and I put my score tape on the outside, 2 outside ones. Again, because we just trimmed off a little bit of excess. So it just, for me, I know my score tape won't show once we get this all, you know, folded up. So I have my 2 ends done. Now I'm going to come in, do one here, because this is going to attach to the spine. Shaky shake. And then I'll do one right there for my next hinge. And then I'm going to skip one. And this is going to be the other part that attaches to the spine. And we're going to flip it because I do score tape on my hinges. You could do glue. You could do both. I've done all of it. Okay. So I know once I'm going to come in and fold, I'm going to want my score tape up a little bit high. Again, it helps to make sure that you don't see the score tape. So come in again right by the score line. Can you guys see when it's white? I don't even know. Let me zoom in, which means me going like this. Because I don't know how to do this technology. You can't really see that. But I have the score line just open right there. You can fold all this and then do it. This is just easier for me. So we're skipping one because that's our gusset. Boop. Got a little shaky shake. Okay, and then same thing, skip one for the gusset and then do this one here. And we'll come back and burnish it all down. And hopefully this works. I don't know. We're going to soon find out. But this actually is, I mean, again, depending upon your embellishing and all of that. Overall, this is a quick and easy project. Great for beginners. Those who aren't beginners, you can add more things. Okay, so let's just start folding. So we flipped it, and I'm going to peel back our tape. And fold that. Really good. I'm not going to like that little piece of tape hanging out. Okay, come back and skip this one here. And usually I like to fold them first before I peel back my tape. I don't know why I did that. Just to make sure things line up. Okay, so we have this one. And we have this one so far. Now we're going to fold up this one here. I'm pretty sure like this is probably confusing when you're a newbie. Because I know in the beginning I was like, what are they doing? What the heck is this? You just have to be patient, keep trying, watch more videos, and then you'll be able to make your own stuff. Okay, so this is our floating hinge, and again, I just like working it back and forth. It's all even down there, looks good. We'll go ahead and just stick it in the book. Again, right in front of me, and I couldn't see it. So it would be like that, and you just center where you want it to be, which is usually the center, unless you have like a large pocket. So we'll do something like that. I'm just gonna, for the score tape, I'm gonna peel back just the top. Like so. You can mark these where you want your center to be. I don't have that much time. I'm pretty sure, like, if I was retired, I probably would do that. Ooh! Hold on. Light's falling. I'm trying to see if I can... It's hard to see on the white. That is definitely crooked. Yes. Okay, we're gonna go with that. We will soon find out. Oh, if I can grab it. Now I have this side over here. Yeah, that's a little crooked, but oh well, we're good. We are good. And this is very important, especially with a floating hinge, that you really burnish it down. If you lived probably like a hot climate, I think even like a humid climate, I would do glue and score tape if you're a score tape lover. Just so, you know, that nothing comes up. But I don't know, here in Washington we're humid, and again, I've never had any issues. So that's what your book would look like. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys just how to do the pages, and then we are finished. Clean up my little mess. So get your cards, and you're just going to go through and fold them. And while you're looking at this, you might come up with a different way that you want to do this. That's fine too, obviously. I always say a lot of these things are just inspiration. You don't have to follow exactly. For me, sometimes, like, I love doing other people's projects. Again, I just need time. But when I do it, there's times where I'll do it exactly like how they did it, and then I come up with ideas to do a different one. So for that middle page, just because that's the easiest one, we're just creating a signature. Just like that. That's it. And all we're doing is, you could do glue, you could do your score tape. We are just going to do bead of glue, just like so. I definitely want the bottom to be the straightest, just because you, again, want it to go down really good. I don't know why I burnished it like that. Let's get that glue seeping out so we know that it's all covered. That is our first little signature, and that is going to go in the middle. This is now our little pocket, like so. Let's test it out and see if I can get. So I always just hold mine. I don't know why. I'm able to open it a little bit, and we might have to miter the corners, but we'll see. And it works. So don't get crazy with the glue or tape, because you only have 1/4 of an inch on each side to work with, or you could not glue all the way down, I guess, if you wanted to. Okay, but now to our next set, which will be the same for page 1 and 2. They're just facing opposite directions. You're still putting it together exactly the same way we just did that one. Like I said, this is like the easiest album. I mean, maybe not the easiest, but I feel like it is. And again, card kits, like you can make the card kit as is. This really is just for those, like, I have a bunch of card kits that I got in like a mystery box. I already had them. So some people don't need the cards, but want to, you know, they have it in their stash for the same reason. This is a great way to use it. And I tell you, I haven't done it yet, I don't think. But you can make a cute little banner with these card kits. Just saying. Okay. So that is the basic way to put them together, and you'll do that for all of them. Then you're going to come in on one side, score 1 inch. Voila. Fold that back. Now we have a little tuck pocket. So don't glue this up until you put your design paper down. And I'm just going to get my temporary adhesive just because I like using it. And I just like tripped over one of the kits. So I'll show you guys. So this video is way longer than it should be. I don't know why I make them so long. Okay, so which way do we want to do? Did I do this one? I'm just trying to see what I did. Not there. Well, I have the fold up on these two. So in the middle, I didn't. Why didn't I? Oh, because you can't. Like your pages would open, which you can still do that. If you want your pages to open this way versus that way, you can. So you could either have the finished edge up top or the cut edge up top. For here, either way, you know, you have to have this. So it would look like, wait, did I glue that upside down? Yes, I did. The booby jujukis. Nope, we don't want to do it exactly the same. I'm going to freak you guys out. And I'm just, this is just, you know, a little prototype, so it's all good. I want you to glue one up, one down. Glad I looked at it. Again, it would not be a Tiffany tutorial if we didn't have these boo-boos. Okay, so this one is like this. And I could have left it and had my flap open out a different way, but I want my flap to open up like that. So, in order to do that, wait, did I just like do that wrong? Did I just like literally? I feel like I had this like this, and I went like that instead of just, oh gosh, okay. That scared me. So yes. What you think is an easy project never is on Tiffany's channel. Okay, so one card is facing upright, you know, like this, like how it would regularly. Then this other one is going to go down. Okay, now we're going to just glue these together. I'm just going to peel this little bit of excess off. I don't want it hanging out, because I will still use this. I do so much layering, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we said one up and one down. Now we're going to put that together. Oh, glad we looked at it. Okay, now I'm just going to burnish. This really could have been like a 30-minute video. Tiffany, get it together, girl. Okay, so that's what it will look like. I just don't want any of that glue drying all chunky on there. Okay, so we have that one done. Now we're going to do one more for the back, and it'll be exactly the same way, and you just flip it. So 2 more cards, and you're left with 2, which you could just make 2 cards if you want to. I personally, I just cut the photo mats. Yes, so I cut them in half, the cards, and these photo mats are I think like 4 by 4.5 maybe. 4 by 4.5, so 3 of them. And then all the other photo mats I just did, you know, from scrap piece of paper or cardstock. So right now, that's what you could do with those two if you want to. And I'm just, even though we just made this snap, I'm just going to do it so we can put it in the book together and have all three in the book. And then I'll have one ready as a base if I ever need a quick project. I could take my little card kit with me and some solid cardstock and I'm good. Now let's just score that half or that 1 inch. You could do it now like I'm doing, or you can glue them together then do it. Boopy-doo. Fold that back, give it a good burnish. Like so. And what did we say? 1 up, 1 down. Just making sure when we turn it, yep, it'll be fine. Little bead of glue. If you use score tape, it has to be, it almost has to be like 1/8 of an inch, because you're cutting it close with that. Again, unless you don't glue all the way down to put it on the hinge. Or you could just trim up your hinge if you found that you did your glue too thick, it doesn't fit. And before I stick any of these on, I'm gonna just double check and do a little dry fit. Okay, let's grab our base. It's all about the base. Where do we want it? Like this. Okay. And this is without, I don't have mitered corners at all. I'm just doing a dry fit to make sure I can get everything on. Okay, that one goes on. And we have this one here. Voila! They all fit. Okay, so I really don't want to do this. I hate sticking like my pages in because I like to decorate first. But for tutorials, I put them on. I hate it. Oh my gosh. I don't like working in the book. I like to work outside the book, and then once they're done, besides like, you know, final embellishing. Usually if you do glue and score tape, I cannot see. No, that is not straight. Don't stick. Don't stick. Ugh. No. I just stuck it to the other side now. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on. As usual. It's not off by a lot, but I don't like my stuff to be crooked. Hopefully I didn't just rip the page, because I can't see what I'm doing on this table. I think I am ripping the page. Come on. Oh my gosh. Girl. Then I stuck it to the other side. Very hot. And this is, you know, the stuff happens and it's fine. I'm just trying to get this off of here so it won't stick when I go to do the other side. Because I don't like it, it's not straight enough. Get in there. Goodness gracious. Okay. I don't know why this side won't go. Still not going. Whatever. Whatever. This side is a disaster. But it will survive. Or you just make another one. But I rarely do that. Okay. 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 I'm just going to reseal because I lifted up the sides a little bit. And how about we try that again? Now I definitely will add some glue just to make sure. I know, I have issues. It wasn't even that bad, but I could see it. And I will say, just for those that are cray-cray about your cardstocks matching up. Okay. The card kit is bright white, like cold white. Cool white. It's cold. Burr. So if that bothers you, you know, just so you could pay attention. And I didn't center these pages, so now I have to match up with that one because I didn't center that back page from top to bottom. And I'll just put a little bead of glue so I have a little bit of time to work. Usually I just lift up a corner of the score tape, get it on there. It's all good. And I like to, when I go down, I try not to go down all the way to the bottom. Because I like it things, you know, when you have the folds, you want this to be able to actually open without hitting the bottom of the hinge. So I leave just like a 1/16 of an inch. And this is it, putting on the last page finally. I can't believe this is an hour video. It's such an easy project, but I just made it look so difficult. Okay. So I have my little tuck spot back here. This is going to be the front. Oops. 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 Ooh, almost had that upside down because we need it to open like this. Did I do that on that one? Because I might have. Nope. Nope, we're good. Whew. Phew. Ooh, better hurry, my glue is going to dry. You know, art glitter glue does not play. Does not play whatsoever. You have like 5 seconds. Okay, there's our little book. So again, this is just using the card kit. I have on my list to turn one of the page layouts, like these, into a mini album too, because I'm sure there's a way that you can slice and dice. I just haven't been able to do it yet, but it's on my list. Maybe next year. Okay, there you guys go. Hopefully you like this project and all my crazy antics during the tutorial. This is not the channel of where everything's edited and, you know, goes smoothly. I say it all the time. There's not been one project that I have not messed up on something. And sometimes you fix it, sometimes you just roll with it. But there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being patient. I still have some other things that I did sneak peeks of in the summer and haven't showed a tutorial yet for, or even a video. But stay tuned. Eventually I will get those up on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and give your girl a thumbs up if you did like this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.